get that feeling when someone starts talking marketing and your eyes just like glaze over?
Oh, definitely.
Like they're speaking this whole other language, all acronyms and strategies.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but you have no idea what it actually means. It's like IKEA instructions, but worse.
Exactly. Especially if you're kind of new to it all. So if that sounds like you are definitely in the right place for this deep dive.
Absolutely. That feeling of being, lost in all the marketing jargon,
Yeah.
super common. But the good news is, underneath all those buzzwords, there are some really straightforward ideas.
Okay.
Once you get a handle on those, the whole thing starts to look a lot less intimidating.
Right. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. We want to like cut through that fog, explain some core marketing stuff in a way that just feels natural, like a chat.
Sounds good.
We've got a couple of cool sources. There's this really interesting discussion on Reddit, people sharing how they learn digital marketing.
Oh, nice. Real world stuff.
Yeah. And we've also got bits from The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing, which is more structured. So kind of a mix of practical experience and exiting framework.
That's a great combo. You get the learn-as-you-go wisdom and the step-by-step approach. Perfect for anyone who wants to get up to speed without feeling like they need a degree.
So our mission really is simple. Pull out the key ideas, explain them in plain English, use examples that actually make sense, maybe have a bit of fun.
Yeah, learning shouldn't feel like homework.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make marketing feel less like some secret club and more like something you can actually, do. So where do we even begin? What's the starting point?
Well, it's interesting that Reddit thread kept coming back to one main piece of advice, and it's honestly gold if you're feeling overwhelmed. Just start by doing.
Ah, okay. Get your hands dirty.
Pretty much. That classic wisdom, right? Learn by actually trying things out.
I totally dug that. It speaks right to that learner who wants practical skills, not just like abstract theories. Someone suggested starting a blog and just documenting your learning journey.
Yeah. That's kind of brilliant, isn't it?
It seems simple, but powerful.
It really is. It does a few things. Like they said, it builds a sort of portfolio, shows you're learning and growing.
Uh-huh.
But maybe more importantly, it forces you to actually put what you're learning into words. That helps it stick.
Right. You have to explain it.
Exactly. And they even joked, your first attempts might feel a bit immature, was the word.
Yeah, probably.
But the key thing is just consistency. Keep at it.
Right. Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Your first post might just be social media. Seems interesting. Yeah.
Right? Totally. And another user, Action Disastrous 11193, mentioned just jumping into small projects, experimenting with campaigns.
Like learning to ride a bike by actually getting on the bike and wobbling a bit, not just reading about it.
Precisely. You'll hit real problems, like maybe your blog gets 0 views or your tiny ad campaign fails.
Yeah.
And those problems, they become your best teachers. You have to figure out why it didn't work.
Makes sense. What about more structured learning? Did they mention that?
Yeah, they did. The Reddit crowd also pointed out all the great free courses out there, Google Digital Garage, HubSpot Academy, places like that.
Oh, that's huge. Because it removes that barrier, right? You don't have to spend a ton of money just to explore if marketing's even for you.
Exactly. And another user, Bots and Coffee, had a great point about start building something, a blog, a newsletter, whatever.
Right?
Because you will hit roadblocks, and learning comes from figuring out how to get past them. It's like learning to cook by, actually trying to cook and maybe burning things occasionally.
Or setting off the smoke alarm. Been there.
Right. So you're actively wrestling with it, not just passively absorbing stuff. Now, switching gears a bit, the Ultimate Guidebook offers a more organized view. It introduces this idea called the customer value journey.
Okay, customer value journey. Sounds a bit corporate-y. What's the gist?
Think of it like a simple map. It just shows the different stages someone goes through in their relationship with a business, from hearing about you for the first time all the way to becoming a raving fan.
Okay, a map. I like maps.
The guide breaks it down into 8 stages. There's awareness, engagement, subscribe, convert, excite, ascend, advocate, and promote.
Whoa, 8 stages. That sounds like a whole quest.
Yeah.
Can we get the quick version?
Sure thing. So awareness is just, they realize you exist. Saw an ad, friend mentioned you, whatever.
Got it. Step 1, exist.
Right. Engagement is when they start interacting. Reading a blog post, watching a video, liking something on social.
Okay, they're checking you out.
Subscribe is when they give you their email, maybe for a newsletter or a free download.
The email exchange.
Convert is that first purchase. Could be small, doesn't matter. They bought something.
The first date went well?
Kinda.
Mm,
Then Excite is crucial, making sure they have a great experience with that first purchase. You want them to be happy they bought it.
okay, makes sense. Don't want buyer's remorse. What's after Excite?
Then comes Ascend. That's about getting them to buy more or maybe higher value things.
Upselling or cross-selling?
Exactly. Advocate is when they start telling people, hey, this company's pretty great.
Word of mouth.
Nice. And finally, Promote is when they're actively spreading the word, sharing links, maybe leaving reviews without being asked.
Right, the ultimate goal, getting people to basically market for you.
Pretty much. So the big idea here is that marketing isn't just random acts. It should be about intentionally moving people through these stages.
Okay. Not just hoping they stumble along.
Exactly. The guide contrasts this with, say, accidental growth. Like maybe someone refers a friend randomly, that's great, but you can't build a strategy on random luck.
Right, you need a plan.
Smart marketing campaigns are designed to nudge people, maybe get someone who's just engaging with content to subscribe to the email list. That's a deliberate step.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have this map, this customer value journey. What are the vehicles we use to move people along it? The guide talks about content marketing. My brain goes straight to blogs. Is it just blogs?
That's a super common thought. And blogs are definitely key. But content marketing is actually much broader. It's about creating useful, relevant stuff in all sorts of formats. Articles, yes, but also videos, podcasts, infographics, tools.
Okay, so anything valuable you create.
Right. Stuff that attracts and connects with your audience at different points in that journey. The guide uses this model called the content life cycle, often shown as a funnel. 2FU, MOFU, and BOFU.
2FU, MOFU, UFU.
2FU, BUFU. Okay, sounds like menu options. What do they stand for?
Ah, not quite as delicious.
Yeah.
2FU is top of funnel. This lines up with that awareness stage.
Okay.
The goal here is reaching a wide audience with content that's maybe entertaining, educational, inspiring,
Yeah.
something broad. Think general blog posts, social media updates, maybe a fun quiz.
Like if you sell camping gear, maybe a post on best views near major cities.
Exactly. It attracts people interested in the general topic, makes them aware you exist. So 2FU is casting a wide net. What about MOFU? MOFU is middle of funnel. Now people are aware they have a problem or looking for a solution. They've moved past just general interest.
Okay, so MOFU content aims to convert these interested people into leads, get their contact info. This is where lead magnets come in free guides, checklists, webinars, templates.
Oh, the freebie in exchange for an email.
Precisely. That camping gear company might offer a downloadable essential weekend camping checklist. You give your email, you get the checklist.
Okay, so 2FU is, hey, we exist. MOFU is we can help with your specific problem, want this free thing. What's BOFU? Bottom of funnel.
You got it. BOFU is bottom of funnel. These people are much closer to buying. They're comparing options, making decisions.
Right, they're serious now.
So BOFU content helps them make that final decision. Think product demos, customer testimonials, case studies, free trials, consultations, strong comparison guides.
So our camping company might have detailed video reviews of their tents, or maybe a limited time discount for people who downloaded the checklist.
Exactly. It's about giving them that final nudge to convert. So you're creating the right type of content for where someone is on their journey.
And the guide says, perfect content marketing is ascension-focused, meaning what? Each piece pushes them to the next step.
Ideally, yes. It's not just random content floating around. Each piece should have a purpose, ideally leading someone logically to the next stage in the value journey.
Okay, makes sense. Strategic. Now, creating content is one thing, but people need to actually see it, right?
Yeah.
That brings us to digital advertising.
Absolutely. Ads. We all see them. The guide calls traffic the secret to powerful digital marketing.
Sounds a bit dramatic, but I guess it's true.
Yeah.
If no one sees your stuff,
Then nothing else matters. Exactly.
Right.
The guide makes a useful distinction between paid and organic traffic. It uses an analogy. Paid traffic is like a water hose.
Oh,
You control where it points, how much water comes out. When you turn it on or off, it's predictable.
right. You pay, you get clicks or views, hopefully.
Organic traffic, on the other hand, is like rain. It's fantastic when it happens, but
Yeah.
you can't really control when it rains or how much.
So SEO, social sharing, that's the rain. Less predictable, but free when it comes. Paid ads are the hose you control the flow.
Precisely. Paid gives you that control and predictability. Now, the guide also talks about traffic temperature. Is that like how interested people are?
Kind of. It's about their awareness level and readiness to buy. There's cold, warm, and hot traffic.
Okay, break it down. Cold. Cold traffic is people who have likely never heard of you. total strangers. Your main goal here isn't selling immediately. It's introduction. Build some trust, offer some value, maybe get them to that awareness or engagement stage.
Okay, so don't hit them with a hard sell right away. Warm traffic.
Warm traffic are people who've shown some interest. Maybe they visited your site, followed you on social, subscribed to your email list. They know who you are.
Right, they're familiar.
With warm traffic, you can start making offers, like suggesting they download that lead magnet, MOFU, or maybe check out a specific product related to what they viewed.
Makes sense. And hot traffic.
Hot traffic are your buyers, your leads, who are very close to purchasing, or maybe even repeat customers. They trust you. Here, you can make more direct offers, maybe for higher-priced items, or loyalty deals.
So you tailor your message based on how warm they are. You wouldn't ask a stranger on the street, cold traffic, to buy your most expensive thing.
Exactly. And the guide briefly mentions this ad grid idea. It's basically a way to plan your ads strategically. You think about your different customer types, your avatars, and what specific hooks or benefits would grab their attention.
So matching the right person with the right message. Being intentional.
Super intentional. It avoids just throwing random ads out there and hoping something sticks.
Okay, so we're attracting people, engaging them with content. How do we, nurture that relationship? The guide talks up email marketing quite a bit. I thought email was kind of old news.
Not at all. When it's done right, it's incredibly powerful and versatile. The guide breaks emails down into 3 main types. There are transactional emails.
Like order confirmations, shipping notices, password resets, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. The necessary operational emails. Then there are relational emails.
Yeah.
These are all about building that connection, sharing valuable content, telling stories, building trust and engagement, not necessarily selling anything directly.
Like sending out a newsletter with useful tips.
Right. And the third type is promotional emails. These are designed to drive sales. Announcing a sale, launching a new product, offering a discount.
So transactional is here's your stuff. Relational is, hey, we're cool, check this out. Promotional is, buy this now.
Pretty much sums it up. And the guide mentions specific email campaigns. One is the indoctrination campaign. Sounds kind of intense.
Yeah, like joining a cult?
No. It's just the welcome sequence for new subscribers. Your chance to introduce your brand, set expectations about what emails they'll get, maybe share your best starting content. First impressions.
Okay. Makes sense. Welcoming them. What else?
There's the engagement campaign. This is often triggered by an action someone takes, like downloading a specific lead magnet. The emails then guide them toward the next logical step, maybe related to the topic they showed interest in, aiming eventually to turn them into a customer.
So if someone downloads our camping checklist, the engagement campaign might send emails about essential gear, maybe leading to an offer on a tent.
Exactly. It's all connected, moving them along that value journey.
Like a well-choreographed dance. Okay.
Yeah.
What about people finding us without ads? Organically. That's search marketing or SEO, right?
Yep, search engine optimization. The guide puts it simply, getting the right content on the right channels to attract the right customers when they're actively looking.
SEO always felt like a black box to me. The guide mentions 2 sides, technical and content.
Yeah, think of technical SEO as the foundation. Is your website built correctly so search engines like Google can easily crawl it, understand its structure, know it's fast and mobile friendly? It's the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay, the plumbing.
Kinda. And content SEO is about the actual stuff on your pages, creating high-quality, relevant content that answers the questions people are searching for, using the right keywords naturally, getting links from other reputable sites. You absolutely need both.
Right, good plumbing and good stuff inside the house.
Exactly. The guide offers a neat framework for thinking about search: intent, context, asset, channel.
Okay, let's break that down. Intent.
What is the person actually trying to achieve with their search? What's the underlying goal or question?
Context.
Why are they searching for this now? What's their situation? Are they a beginner, an expert, looking for quick info, deep research?
Asset.
What kind of content, what asset will best satisfy that intent and context? Is it a blog post, a video, a product page, a tool? Where should this asset live to best reach them? On your website, YouTube, Pinterest, Amazon. The guide uses the example, start a vegetable garden.
Huh.
Right. The intent is to learn how. The context might be they're a total beginner with only a balcony. The asset could be a step-by-step blog post with container gardening tips or maybe a short video. The channel would likely be Google search or maybe YouTube or Pinterest.
Okay, that framework actually makes a lot of sense, thinking through the searcher's perspective.
Yeah.
And you need to optimize for different channels too, right? Like YouTube SEO is different from Google SEO.
Absolutely. And crucially, the guide mentions including an ascension path in your swoosh content. What's the next step you want them to take after they find your answer? Maybe sign up for a webinar, download a related guide, check out a product.
Always leading them forward on the journey. Okay, so we're doing all this stuff, content, ads, email, SEO. How do we know if any of it is actually working? That's where analytics comes in.
Bingo. Website analytics. The guide stresses it's how you figure out what's working, what's not, and importantly, what to do next. It's your marketing report card.
So not just looking at numbers, but understanding them.
Exactly. The key is to measure different things depending on the stage of the funnel. TOFU, MOFU, BOFU, and even post-conversion, like customer lifetime value.
So TOFU metrics might be website visits or social media reach.
Right. MOFU might be lead magnet download rates or email sign-up conversions. BOFU would be sales conversion rates, cost per acquisition.
Gotcha. The guide also talks about giving data a job. What's that about?
It just means don't track metrics for the sake of tracking metrics. Every number you watch should help you answer a question or make a decision.
Okay.
If you see a spike in traffic to one blog post, the job of that data point is to make you ask, why? What did we do right here? How can we replicate this? Data needs a purpose.
Data with a purpose. I like that. It makes it less overwhelming than just staring at dashboards.
Yeah, and the guide touches on using metrics to solve problems. You spot an issue, maybe sales dropped, you look at your key metrics, form a hypothesis, maybe the checkout page is broken, then use drill-down metrics to test that hypothesis.
Like being a marketing detective.
Exactly. And that leads nicely into the last piece we wanted to cover, conversion rate optimization, or CRO.
CRO. Making things better, basically.
Yeah.
Getting more people to do the thing you want them to do on your site.
That's the core idea. Improving the percentage of visitors who take a desired action, a conversion. That could be buying something, filling out a form, signing up, whatever your goal is for that page.
And it's not just guessing, right? The guide says it's a process.
A repeatable process, yeah. Identify your goals, gather data on current performance, form a hypothesis about a change that might improve things, test that change.
Like A/B testing. Showing one version to some people and a new version to others.
Exactly. You have your original, the control, and your new version, the variation. You test them against each other. Then you analyze the results. Did the change actually improve the conversion rate? If yes, you implement the winning change. If not, you learn something and try a different hypothesis.
So it's scientific guessing almost. Test, learn, improve, repeat.
Pretty much. And it uses both quantitative data, the numbers, like conversion rates, and qualitative data.
Qualitative, like why people are doing things.
Yeah, things like user surveys, heat maps showing where people click, session recordings, watching how people navigate. Understanding the why behind the numbers helps you form better hypotheses to test.
Okay, wow. We covered a lot there.
Yeah.
But bringing it all together, marketing doesn't have to be this super complex, scary thing.
Not at all.
It's really about understanding that customer journey,
Right.
right? Then creating helpful stuff for them at each stage, getting it in front of the right eyes, using ads or search, building relationships with things like email, watching your results with analytics, and always trying to make things a little bit better with CRO.
That's a great summary. We definitely took a shortcut through some big ideas from those sources, but hopefully it makes the whole landscape feel, a lot less daunting, more manageable.
Yeah, hopefully. So for you listening, maybe think about one thing we talked about today. Was there one area, maybe content, maybe SEO, maybe just that idea of starting a blog that kind of sparked your interest or felt relevant?
Yeah, what caught your attention?
Maybe just pick that one thing. Check out one of those free Google courses, or just jot down some ideas for a first blog post. Take one small step, experiment a little, see where it leads.
No pressure, just curiosity.
Exactly. And hey, if you dive in and have more questions or find other interesting stuff you want us to unpack, you know how these deep dives work. Let us know.
We're always looking for new material to explore.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into making marketing make sense.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.